Hi everybody, welcome to my second video, and I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who tuned into my first video, and those who commented and liked, and also those who sent me some private messages as well. It's really meant a lot to me, so thank you so much. I was very nervous doing the first video, and I'll be honest with you, I'm still very nervous now. I think it'll take me a while to get used to it yet. I got to give a shout out of thanks to Johnny, whose YouTube account is Prince Elvis Jackson. Thank you so much, mate, for the upload on the Aloha and your reviews. Absolutely brilliant. Also to the King's Court, great video, great videos, great channel. I really enjoy watching them. Nice one, mate. Also to a YouTuber called Rossi. He do upload some real footage of Elvis on 8mm footage, and he also has reviews as well on Elvis's collections and so forth. So absolutely fantastic. Really enjoy watching those. So anyway, in my first video I showed you some replications that I did of albums that were released but not released on CD, and that I made replicas of in CD format. Those of you who are watching this video and have not seen my first video, what it is, I was inspired by the YouTubers that I've just mentioned and others to do these videos, and I guess what it is, I replicated the CDs that was not really released, because all my vinyl collection, I had everything on vinyl, but my vinyl collection got destroyed. So it kind of took me off a little bit. I didn't really feel like collecting much after that. It really put a bit of a damper on me. So I started collecting the rare CD imports of albums that I had on vinyl, and I thought, well, let's collect them all the originals that I possibly can, and I'll put them in album release order. But of course there was some soundtracks such as Harem Scarum and Double Trouble that wasn't released on CD on their own. So what I did, I replicated them, because I got the RCA box set as well, the albums box set, and I scanned them in, and I just done them so I could put them in jewel cases. So basically that's what I did. I'd also done my own versions of the CDs as well. So, right. Enough of that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and in my first video I showed you all the albums from 1956 all the way up to 1977, ending it with Elvis in Concert, which was released after he passed away. That was basically how I ended it. I was going to start this video up with that as well, but there were a few things I didn't show you in the first video that I should have. Well, the first item I'm going to show you I didn't replicate at that time. In 1970, there was a Christmas album released just called Elvis's Christmas Album. I'm going to show you the inside first of just, if I can just cover the CD, of that cover year, because I believe that's what it got released as overseas and in many parts of other countries. Here in the UK as well, it got released like that. But it also got released like this too, in this cover. I don't know if this cover was released anywhere else, but that's the cover we had. This was released in 1970, and the cool thing about this is in track 10 it had Mama Like the Roses on it, and is a really good song. So this is my replication of the record, which I had. Obviously I put the barcode and the compact disc logo, so that's my replication. It's the spine there as well. I'll try to use the same font if I could edit. And again, I'm sorry if I'm facing that way a little bit. It's because the screen is there and I'm just making sure. And obviously there's my disc that I replicated. So I could have replicated the actual cover, the CD as it was on the vinyl sticker, but I decided not to. Now, this have actually been officially released on CD. But the reason why I've not bought it is because I've got all the other Christmas albums, all the original CDs of, and I thought I only play them once a year, so I kind of thought, well, is it worth it? I mean, if I ever found it in a shop cheap enough, I may pick it up. But I'm really happy with my replication. And all I did was take all the tracks from other releases and I just put them together. So that's the Elvis Christmas album of 1970, which I've put in. I need to find the actual release date for this, because all I'm getting at the moment that it was released obviously December 1970, but was it released just before December as well, in time for Christmas? So I need to find that out. So I've put it between Almost in Love and That's the Way It Is. So the other one I should have showed you, I didn't realise this was released before he passed. I knew there was a Sun album released in 75, 76, but I didn't know which one it was. From what I could find out though, it was this one here, the Sun Collection. This is the UK cover. I believe a few other countries had this covered as well. And because I was confused between this one and the Sun Sessions, or the Complete Sun Sessions. So, but according to documents, this was released in 76 over here in the UK. This is obviously the original CD release of the album. It's got some fantastic tracks on here. And I remember having this on vinyl as a kid. There's the inside there. I'll show you the booklets. I'll do this video as I'd done the first video, so everything will be the same as the first video. So, there. Now, inside here, basically the track listings, but it's got information about the tracks and about the Dewey Phillips, which was which hosted the record show Red Hot and Blue. Sun Records. It's got information basically about the Sun Records and about the other singers. I just noticed Dean Martin was mentioned in here. Yeah, Dean Martin, Eddie Arnold, Hank Snow. So great booklet as well with information on this. So really happy to have that. And again, I put that just before From Elvis Presley Boulevard and Elvis in Hollywood. So, in 1977, this is the CD I ended my first video with. This is Elvis in Concert, or the CBS television special, as some of you know it by as well. Here's the that was actually one of the pictures on the insert of the double album that was released. Now, obviously it was published in 77, and this is a 1993 CD release and digitally remastered. So I'll take the booklet out here and just quickly show you the booklet. So this is like a recap of this. Another picture that was used, only it was the colour picture inside the booklet of the double LP, the gatefold, sorry, not booklet. As you can tell, I'm still a little bit nervous, so please bear with me. And if I sound a bit muffly, it's because I've been quite ill recently as well. I've had a lot of work on, which is why I've taken this long to do my second video, and I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm just getting over the cold. This was a reissue after Elvis passed away, but I believe it was released originally in 74. The only reason why I've got it in the 77 mark is because of the tracks on it. I believe this is a bootleg release, however. I need to find out more about this, but it is what it is. Hits of the 70s, and all the tracks on here are all alternate takes. See, I'm sorry if I sound a bit thinks I've got a cold, so if some of the words I'm pronouncing doesn't make much sense, I do apologise, or if you can't understand some of the words I'm saying correctly, I do really apologise. But I've been asked by a few people now to do a follow-up video for my first, so plus I've been away as well, so I wanted to sort of do it as quick as I could, I guess. Here's the inside to that. Like I said, I need to do some more information, I need to do some more research about this CD release. I might end up doing a replica of it and putting it in its original order, because that's how I like them. See, I like all the albums in album release order. Okay, so in the first video I showed you a legendary performer, volume 1 and 2, as they were released during Elvis's lifetime. Now there is a lot of bootlegs going around with the collection. I think there's like 18 volumes now, I think. I do have the bootleg version only in MP3s on my hard drive, but I wanted everything that was released, so officially, excuse me. So this is volume 3. I put volume 3 together. I replicated this only this weekend, just gone. That's volume 3. There's going to be a few replications in this video that I've done. There's the back. This was actually the picture used on the book that came with it. I just took the text off and I used the front cover. Now I put promotional use on it, promotional CD only, because over the weekend when doing some research about this, I got sent some covers. I put a post up on a Facebook group, and some covers were put there, and I realised that they were pressed and released in another country. I think it was either Germany or France. Sorry if I've made a mistake on that, but I found that they were pressed as promos. Of course, quite way more expensive for me to buy. So I decided to go ahead and replicate, and all the texts, everything when I replicate them, I actually retype the text and I recreate everything as it is on the album. There's a lot of work that goes into my replications. Okay, bit of a story now behind this next one, and this is He Walks Beside Me. Favourite songs of faith and inspiration. So there's a bit of a story. This is the original CD, but it's not the Canadian CD. It got released on CD in Canada. There's no booklet. That's how it is on the insert. There's the CD there. And the story behind this is I was bidding for the Canadian version on eBay, and I lost the bid, and I was quite upset because I'd never seen it on CD before. It was the first time I'd seen it, and obviously having it on vinyl as a kid, I was collecting everything on CD that I had on vinyl. I was quite upset when I lost the bid, and my wife then, she said, no, keep looking and see if you can find one. So I was just scouring and scouring and scouring, and all of a sudden one day, during the same month, it came up on Amazon. But of course, I didn't really pay much attention. I just saw this particular cover and I went, that's the one. Plus they have the title as well. But it was 60 quid, £60. Over here in the UK, some must say the word quid. But yeah, it was £60. And I mean, I've paid more for CDs. I mean, Elvis In Demand cost me 80 quid, £80. But this was the first one I really saw that really stuck out at that particular price, and I remember finding it. I remember going, yes, found it. I didn't pay attention, you see, to the price at first, and I was sat next to my wife, and she said, "What have you found?" And I told her. She went, "Oh, right, okay, well, send me the link then," because she was on the computer. I was sat on the sofa. On my phone, and I found it on Amazon on my phone, and she said, send me the link whilst I'm on the PC, and I'll click on the link, I'll buy it for you. So that's when we discovered the price, and I said, right, as much as I want it, don't worry about it, because we couldn't afford it at the time. A lot of bills going out, and £60 is a lot of money if you haven't got it. But I don't work out the bills, I just bring the money in. So anyway, Kelly bought it for me. The main story is I didn't know about it being the Australian release. I put a picture up on a Facebook group, not even thinking, and then everybody was, when I received it, I took some photos, put it up on the group, and people were commenting and had lots of messages. I even had a few offers for people who wanted to buy it. And I thought, okay, this is unusual. So when I was reading the comments, I then realised that because it's the Australian version, it's a lot rarer than the than the Canadian version. I didn't realise, but obviously I said no to all the offers, and I kept hold of it, and I ain't gonna part with it. So that's the story behind that. Sorry that was a bit long-winded there. Okay, here's another one. At the time when I bought it, it was very expensive. Mahalo from Elvis. Again, this is another Canadian CD release. Don't know why I'm showing you the spines for. So it's the Canadian CD release. And again, show you that on the insert there. There's no booklet or anything like that. So, Mahalo from Elvis. Okay, I was really excited when I seen this one on CD. Canadian tribute, and this is limited. This is limited numbered edition. The hype sticker. The hype sticker says limited numbered edition, unpublished photos of Elvis from the 1957 Canadian concerts. Rare Canadian interviews with Elvis. Elvis's biggest hits from 57 plus songs written by Canadians, and then the barcode catalog number then underneath. And my number is 3403030. And I believe when I was looking on eBay the other day, there's actually an unnumbered version of this as well. I thought all of them would be numbered, but there's obviously unnumbered versions. So I'm guessing there was some demand for it, so they republished it. So I'll show you the booklet as well, because there's some lovely photographs in here. I'm going to do the best I can. So that's my phone going off there. But I'll bring my mic back in a bit. Obviously there's information about the concerts and about the songs and stuff like that. So it's a nice CD to have. A lot of people I've spoke to about this ain't really bothered about it, but I thought it was pretty cool when I was a kid growing up. What I've learned with collecting and stuff like that, you can't really please everybody in the world, and you know, everybody's got different opinions and different views, which everyone's entitled to. I remember speaking with one guy about this album, and he was very rude, and I thought, well, there's no need to be rude. I mean, you know, like I said, everyone's entitled to an opinion, and I respected his, but he didn't respect mine, so I didn't say anything about it. I left it at that, but he was very rude to me, and I just felt a little disheartened, because I mean, Elvis never really, you know, standoffish and stuff like that. I mean, you know, he's quite polite. So yeah, Elvis, a Canadian tribute. And I remember, for this I didn't really pay that much for it. I think it cost me about £20. So it wasn't that much at all, to be quite honest. I was quite surprised at that too. Okay, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of people kind of laugh at this one, but I just got it for the collection. I had it when I was on vinyl when I was growing up, so I saw it, I got it. I didn't pay a lot for it. I believe this is printed in the USA. I believe this is a US pressing on CD. This is Elvis Sings for Children and Grown-Ups too. So that's that. Again, it doesn't really have a booklet. No, it doesn't have a booklet. So I saw it cheap and I thought, yeah, I'll buy it. So that's that. Okay, like I said, doing this video, there's going to be quite a few replications. You use one of them. I know that Our Memories of Elvis was released on CD with both versions released on the same disc, same CD. But I didn't have it that way when I was growing up. I had both volumes on, volume 1 and 2, separate records. So I done my own versions. I had the FTD, volume 1, 2 and 3, and I looked at the different versions, so I basically put them together. I should have put a barcode or something at the top, but I didn't bother. So that's my replication of Our Memories of Elvis, volume 1. And the very same then with volume 2. I mean, a part of me now is kind of thinking to myself, when I look at these CDs, maybe if I see the original single CD on eBay and it's cheap enough, then, I'll probably pick it up and I'll probably then, throw these ones in the bin. I don't know. Or I might just give them to my father-in-law, because I know he likes Elvis too. Another replication. This will come out as a digipack on bootleg, and it's also come out in a CD jewel case format as well. But the cover, it's the same and it's not the same. There are some differences. It was one of my favourite gospel combinations growing up, and that's inspirations. So again, I replicated it as I had it on vinyl. So and all the typing, all the text and font you see, I actually typed that by hand, retyped it up on the computer, positioned it, the whole lot. So, like I said, a lot of time and a lot of hard work goes in. Same with the disc. A lot of hard work goes into when I replicate, as I explained in my first video. Okay, another replication. But this one was a little different for me. This is the Sound of You Cry album. Now on the back, I've put advanced CD for release upon approval, copyright 1989. The reason why I done that is because many years ago on eBay, I purchased what is stated to be an advanced CD. Now I hadn't really heard of advanced CDs coming out back in during that time. And it was one of my first replications. One of my very first trials, shall I say, and I didn't really know what to do, if I'm honest, because the CD that I bought, it was just in a plastic wallet. It was a silver pressed disc. It had the information of RCA on there and what have you, and all the logos, and it stated for a special advanced CD, and basically just said Elvis, The Sound of You Cry, basically on the top. So I thought nothing of it. I thought it was one of my favourite albums. I love all the songs on this version of the album. I'll say about the version in a minute. So I bought it, and when I went to put all my CDs together, I kind of thought, it hasn't got a cover, because it didn't come in a cover, look, it didn't come in a cover. So I decided to, again, replicate, and kind of thought, well, it's not released officially on CD, so how am I going to do it? So I just done it basic and simple, best I could. So yeah, that's the Sound of You Cry album, which, from what I can understand, then got released as Greatest Hits Volume 1, and the track listings, however, was changed and different versions used. So The Sound of You Cry never have been officially released on CD, as to my knowledge. I then was told a couple of years ago that there was a bootleg CD release of this, and they had extra tracks on there. So, I mean, I've never really seen one personally myself, so I can't really say whether that's right or wrong. I've never really looked into it either, so it was just something I got told by another collector. So, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to have anyway. Okay, this is Elvis. I got this one off eBay a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I say about 2 years ago. Soundtrack album for that. Now the sound ain't bad on there. What I was disappointed with is that I thought within the gatefold of the CD, they would have had the same gatefold as the LP, the double album, but it doesn't. It has picture there and information about the album, some track listings, and it's got on here like where they were from, like Marie's the name, recorded, Moody Blue vocal arrangement. So it's got all the information about the songs and where they were recorded, if they were from a TV appearance. So but still nice to have. Still nice to have. So I know that FTD now has brought out a double disc version of this, so it'd be cool to see what that version's like. So so yeah, this is Elvis. Oh my goodness, hate being ill. Okay, this is a part replication, and I'll say that for a reason. This is the Ultimate Performance, one of my favourite live combinations that I had growing up as a kid. I replicated this cover as it was on vinyl. I added the barcode and the compact disc logo. Obviously I've done the front cover as well, and I chose that from Madison Square Garden. The disc, however, is pressed. I think it's a bootleg pressing. Kind of the same as This Is Elvis as well that I just showed you. I think that's a bootleg pressing as well, but still nice to have on pressed CD. This came out, from what I was told, as limited to 500, excuse me, limited to 500 pressings worldwide. That's what I got told anyway. This originally came out as a digipack, so what I did was I just replicated the cover, because the back of it, you see, isn't really excuse me, isn't really as it was on vinyl. So and it's not in a jewel case. So this I'll put away safe. I'll just put it there for a minute, and this will be the one on my shelf. So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, this is another reason why I haven't done another video as well. I was waiting for the few new arrivals that I purchased. A couple of weeks ago on eBay, during when I was away actually, because I've been away on holiday, I saw a CD on eBay, and it was the same person who I bought Elvis in Demand from, and I sent him a message basically asking him if he had a particular CD, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes. And he said he had the CD, and he also had the club edition of the CD that I sent a message on, which is this one here, Guitar Man. Now, Guitar Man was released in Australia, very limited, and also on the club edition as well, which that's what this CD is here. This is the club edition of Guitar Man. This is that one where all the remixes were done. And if you got the FTD CD of Too Much Monkey Business, you'll have this album plus more remixes as well. That's the CD, and then there's nothing. There's no booklet or anything, but there is that on the inside there. So the CD that was listed, he had this seller had listed was the Australian version, and when I asked him about a particular CD, he said, "Well, I've got that one, and I got the one you've sent me a message on German Club Edition." So I bought that one, and one of the ones I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes together. So this Guitar Man, really happy to have that. Well, I'm happy to have all of them. Next is another replication. Is A Legendary Performer Volume 4. And again, it's the same story as the Volume 3 that I showed you. There's no difference there. I even used the same disc design, I just changed the catalog number and the volume. And again, that's the picture that was used on the booklet, but I just took away the font. So, then we have Excuse me, I do apologise. Rear Elvis Volume 1. Really nice CD. Really remember having this one as a kid. I believe this is a US, yeah, well, printed in Germany. So I think this is a German release on CD, even though this is made in Japan. So bit of weight to the cover, but it's still nice to have the original. So you got the booklet with the track listings, and then you got information then about the album and about the tracks that's listed and everything else. So yeah, like for instance, the first time ever I saw your face. I know you can't really see it tidy, so I'll just do my best. This is the longest song of the LP and was recorded on 15th of the 3rd, 71, again in Nashville. It was published in April 1972 as the B-side of American Trilogy. The highest chart placing was only 66. I won't read it all. But that's what I do. I love every CD I buy. Every CD. I enjoy reading. If it's got information like that on there and what have you, I love reading about the songs and about the recordings and about the versions that are on the CD itself. Absolutely love that because it's part of the research, it's part of learning, and I love it. So that's Rear Elvis Volume 1. Now, the Guitar Man CD I just showed you, this is the other CD that I asked about, and bought at the very same time. Really excited for this one because I hadn't seen it listed in a while. Rear Elvis Volume 2. And I had a good deal for both CDs together. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid, but I had a good deal. And this is on the German Club Edition, again. So, again, really excited to have that. Really excited. I was really like a big kid at Christmas when this one came, because when I was a little boy I wore this record out completely. Well, I would say I wore the record out. It was the double version of that because I had two versions of the record, you see. Two copies. I had the original first edition, then I had a reissue then. Okay, this is one of my replications, and I did this one day because mainly I was bored, and I was on the PC, and I remember I was quite upset at the time. One of my friends had sadly passed away, and I was going through a couple of days where I just wasn't myself, and I was on the computer, and I remember getting into a few things, and I couldn't really settle myself. So I then ended up creating this Elvis. This is Elvis Country. I don't even know why I created it. I mean, it is one that I had on vinyl growing up. I never really played it much. So when I created it, it was just something very basic. I know it doesn't show up. I got copyright somewhere here in white that's going around. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. But yeah, I done Elvis Country. So very basic, with copyrights down the bottom here. So anyway, it's on my shelf. I mean, not a very good memory of me creating it, but that's the way it is, I guess. Pardon the pun. Okay, and then we have Elvis CD Collection, Volume 1. I'll show you the booklet to this. Someone actually asked me about my first video, but if I'm going to have any music playing in any of the background of any of my videos, and I said no because I didn't want to get flagged up for copyrights. When you're doing a video like this and you spend like an hour or so going through everything, and all of a sudden your video can't be published due to copyrights, and you're like, no. With uploading Elvis footage and stuff like that is different, you know, because you haven't done any of this. So that's volume 1. This is volume 2. And my wife has got the radio on as well downstairs, so I hope nothing is flagged up from that. Volume 2. Whilst I'm showing these, I've just got to ask, just because I hope everyone's doing okay and I hope everyone's well, and hope that what you're going to be doing today. Hope everything goes well. This is volume 2. I still, for those of you who saw the first video, I still haven't got the new CD jewel cases yet, the replacements, but I will be getting them soon. It's just been so hectic. That's volume 3. My CD's the long way around. Put that tidy. There we go. So that's volume 3. I don't like it when covers don't come out. Again, these are just the information about the songs, the track listings. I've still got a few CDs to come as well that I've bought recently. Golden Records Volume 5 is one of them. So hopefully they will come soon. Thank you. My wife's just bought me a lovely cup of coffee up in an Elvis mug. Happy days. I'll just put that on top of there. Whoops. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that. The volume 4. I'm going to try and speed this up just a little bit. This one is a different style CD. I wonder if I can get it or find it in the same style as the other discs. If I can, then I'll probably end up replacing it so they'll all flow. Again, there's no other information in here, just the information about the songs, all the track listings. So, but yeah, I hope that I can find this one in just like the rest of them, because it'd be nice for them to all be the same. Then we have the Rocker on CD. It's the Rocker. And then there's information about all the other albums available on this label and so forth, in the series, what have you. So that's that. Good album, good rock and roll album, guys. Then after that, then there was Reconsider Baby, another good album. I don't think there's anything on this one. Oh yeah, there is. There's information here about the album itself. Elvis Sings the Blues. So, shows how long I haven't paid attention to this one for. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Being a collector and everything. And also, more importantly, an Elvis fan. Then, this one takes me way back to when I was a child. I remember my father handed me this one, and the vinyl was clear vinyl with black RCA sticker on the record. I believe this one's been re-released a few times on vinyl and repressed a few times and everything. That's the original CD release. See, some of these cases are cracked. I know, shame on me, shame on me. I will be getting those replacement cases very soon, because there's quite a few of my Elvis CDs that needs replacing. This one here, it just gives you a list of the other CDs that are available. You know, like Dolly Parton, Greatest Hits. So, yeah, that's Always on My Mind, the original version of the album. Some great tracks on there. I love the cover. I love the cover. I've always loved the cover and the back. I've always loved the back cover and the front cover of this. Great album. Then there is another great CD, great artwork on this one too. The Return of the Rocker. It's like the follow-up kind of thing from the Rocker album. But again, they're in, you know, album release order. So excuse me. And again, this is all Elvis releases. Other Elvis Presley compact discs. I should have just looked at that, shouldn't I? And it has Golden Records Volume 5, which I've just ordered and I'm waiting for that to come back. Rocker, Golden Records Volume 2, Elvis Presley, Elvis, A Valentine Gift for You, Reconsider Baby, Always on My Mind, Elvis's Christmas album. So, yeah. Return of the Rocker. Then it was this one here, the Memphis record, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I like the mixes on here. A lot of people have put this album down. I don't know why. They say about the mixes not being good and stuff like that. I think with Elvis's records though, the interesting thing about this, I open it up and that part's upside down. Even though when I close it, it's the right way up. And the reason being for that is it's like a newspaper. You open it up. And if I got it that, like, because originally it's supposed to be that way with the booklet, but I put it in the cover, so case, so it's sort of that. But if I open it up, that's how it is. So now we get back to the inside. So we got the track listings. Then you got a lovely, interesting book with the story of these recordings in there, which I've read every bit of, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. It's lovely, you know, buying these albums on CD. When I used to have them on vinyl, it takes me back. I have a lot of fond memories and I have a lot of emotion as well when I receive them. Whenever I receive a new CD of something that I had on vinyl, especially if it's the same, if they've done the same artwork and everything, and there's a bit of a story on the inside of the booklet, I always enjoy reading it, and I do feel quite emotional sometimes because of how important and how much my Elvis collection meant to me growing up, and to have it destroyed. Like I said, I can't tell you how deeply hurt I was, which I won't go into. Okay, this is the Essential Elvis, the first movies. These are all, this is a great CD to have. This is volume 1 of the Essential Elvis collection, basically. Or it's just called Elvis Presley Essential. But I remember having this on CD when I was a kid as well. But, so this one's a replacement CD. And a booklet as well. Some nice pictures in. And again, information about the music, about the recordings, and about the first couple of movies. So Nice CD to have in your collection. Then we have the alternate Aloha. This is the rehearsal concert for the 1973 Aloha from Hawaii concert via satellite. I actually like the cover, really nice cover, but I don't like the mix of the album. The way the concert's been mixed, very, I would say very badly, to be quite honest. I don't like the way the mix is done at all. Got the booklets there with information about the concert, the songs, etc., etc. So, one thing I don't like again about this album is that when this was released, you had the concert, and then you had Blue Hawaii, Hawaiian Wedding Song, and Kukuipo, which were the recordings that was done after the satellite concerts. Not after this one, after the satellite concert. It does not make any sense to why those particular songs are on this album. And it's and they're on the legacy version as well, on the rehearsal disc. Why, I don't know. It just, to me, it's silly. It does not make sense whatsoever. But when because I put a post up on Facebook, in a Facebook group a couple of weeks back, for some information about this particular concert and about the releases. Now, from what I've heard, there was a promo going around of this a good few years ago of just the concert in the same cover, same booklet, just without the information about those particular songs, and it just had the concert. It was a promo, from what I can gather. So I'm going to look into that, and apparently the sound was great as well. So I'm going to look more into that, and if I can get any reference on that, so if there's any references on that, if anybody's watching, please comment below and let me know. So I'm going to look into that, and if I can find one, if it's true and if it's out there, I'm going to hopefully find one and buy it. So we have Essential Elvis Volume 2, which is Elvis Presley Stereo 57, includes 15 unreleased performances. This is quite rare to get on vinyl now as well, from what I can gather from watching other videos. Again, I just love these booklets with information on, and you know, the story behind the recordings. You know, it's so amazing to find out things that you know, you didn't know, and just information about the recordings in general. I just think it's amazing. Like I said, I love learning, especially about Elvis. In fact, growing up, due to hardly having any schooling due to bullying, and I got bullied for being a big Elvis fan and for singing Elvis songs, which at the time I found very pathetic and quite tough to deal with. So I had a lot of time off school. So during my time off school, you can guess what I was studying. Oh yeah. The all-time greatest hits. I remember when this came out, I remember my father picking me up from school, and we got on a bus and we went to a place here in South Wales, UK, called Bargoed, and there was a shop right across from the bus station, and we got off the bus, went over to the record shop. They didn't have the CD in stock or the double LP, but they had the double cassette, which was 2 black cassettes, and I bought that. We come out to the bus, we come out to the shop, went back to the bus station, and got on the same bus with the same driver to come back home. That's all we went up there for. We were in and out straight away. So yeah, the all-time greatest hits. And then growing up, then I eventually had it on CD, and this was the CD I had. And this is the big box version, as they used to call them. From what I can gather, this was first released on CD in the big box version. So and again, the book, I love the booklet for this. So we have that. And when I was a kid, I remember always being hooked on that photo there inside the double cassette when I opened it all up. I loved that photo with all the memorabilia and everything on. Loved it. So yeah, really happy to have this CD in my collection. Obviously there was disc 1 that I showed you, and here's obviously disc 2. So yeah, that's the all-time greatest hits. Yeah, that way. Okay, then and this was a budget release when I was a kid. This only cost me about £2. Can't remember how much it cost when I was a kid, but I had it on cassette. Now I got it on CD. This is Jailhouse Rock. On the inside, it's just showing a selection of albums. Oh, Neil Diamond. So, I'm a Neil Diamond fan as well. I like Neil Diamond. I haven't got everything of him. I've got a few things by him, but just started my collection out, I guess. Then they released another CD as well. Oh, goodness me. This cost £4.49, and it was bought from a place called Woolworths. I don't know if anybody in America or anyone overseas know that store. Woolworths. It was a store here in the UK. When I was growing up, that was where I used to go to get my CDs and my cassettes, my videotapes, and DVDs for a short period of time. The store closed down itself, and all the other branches, all the other stores everywhere else, they closed down as well. So it's the same inside, but this is Love Me Tender, which is just a combination. But again, I had it on cassette, so you know, having it on CD brought back some memories. So yeah, Love Me Tender. I'll just take a swig of my coffee. A swig means drink here in the UK. I don't know if anybody else have got any names for silly things like this. Okay, then we have Elvis, The Great Performances. I remember having this when I was a kid on CD, and again it was bought from the same place that the all-time greatest hits was from, across the road from the bus station. My mother bought me this on CD, so this one here is a replacement. I own vinyl as well, funny enough. Oop. This is on the back of the Great Performances TV special, which is available in a box set, and it's got all information here about the release and about the songs, etc. Because there's a documentary series of the Great Performances and a 3 DVD box set, and it also originally, when it was first aired, was hosted by Presley. And if I'm correct on this, this was the first time. It says here actually the Great Performances is available on 2 videotapes from Buena Vista Home Video. Now, if I'm correct, and I'm going to just see if there's anything here, any information. The first song on this album is My Happiness, and I think if I'm correct, it was the first time for My Happiness to be released. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong, because I know there were some box sets released as well before this came out. So I could be wrong, but it was the first time that I ever heard My Happiness was when I bought this when I was a kid, when my mother bought me that on CD. I might have heard it before, but I don't remember it. So, because I had loads of things that I don't really remember, listening to certain tracks. Okay, then this came out. This is Elvis Presley For the Asking, the Lost album. Now I do know that overseas it has a different cover. The cover's like a parcel. This is obviously the UK release. I think it's UK anyway, the CD. I remember having this on cassette. What this is basically is during the 60s, Elvis was basically supposed to release an album, and it never happened because of the movie soundtracks. And the songs on here were basically put on the movie soundtracks as bonuses or as fillers, as some people would say. So yeah, that's For the Asking. That's the Lost album. Then you have Essential Elvis Volume 3, Hits Like Never Before. So, and again, booklet of information about the recordings and the album and the songs and all different information there. Some pictures there, which is pretty cool. These white boots here, or shoes as some people would call them, they're actually ankle boots. I've got a pair similar to them. There's a singer here in the UK named Shakin' Stevens, and he did have a few releases in the US. And I kind of know his family, and I actually had a replica of his boots made. Excuse me a second. Oh, I do apologise, because I'm trying to fight being ill. I hate being ill. Can't stand it. So we come now to the movie soundtracks, and I've just bought all of these. And again, they're all in release order. These are the double feature ones, and this one is Viva Las Vegas and Roustabout. You see, even though I replicated these as individual CDs to put in order, I still bought these, on CD. Still bought these to basically sort of complete the collection, because this is how I had them growing up as a kid on CD myself. So there's information about the movies and the cast of the songs and so forth. Pictures there from the movies. This is just basically information, so I'm just flicking through there quickly. So that's that. And these are in release order. This is 1993. And another one from 1993. Here is Kid Galahad and Girls, Girls, Girls. Again, information there about the albums. pictures there of the movies. It's pretty cool. I know this is a little boring here, but so that's that. And then we have It Happened at the World's Fair and Fun in Acapulco. Again, this is 93. And these are pretty much all sort of like flow the same information about the tracks and the movies, which is pretty cool. Again, like I said, I've read all of these. Photographs from the movies. So that's that one there. And again, I'm terribly sorry if I'm going quiet at certain points. I think we all know what it's like to be ill. It's not really a nice thing. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm just really nervous. Again, here's Harem Holiday and Girl Happy, or in some countries Harem Scarum. So, oop, this one comes from. It's a card to where I bought the CD from. I like things like that, where if I buy a CD from eBay and it comes with a card to the seller on eBay, who obviously sells quite a lot and probably has their own website and so forth, and they promote it by putting a card inside the CD cases for the customers. So it's them. I'm going to try and speed things up just a little bit. Oh, I forgot to say, we moved on to 1994. And this one here is Kissing Cousins, Clown Make, and Stay Away Joe. Stay Away Joe only had an EP sort of release, and never really had a soundtrack album. So again, I'll speed this up just a little bit here going through this. Some of the designs change throughout sometimes as well. The way they put them together. So that's that. Then you have Frankie and Johnny and Paradise Hawaiian Style. Ooh, my CD come up there. Whoops. Why is... Ooh, looks like I need to change the case on that. That's not good. That's not good. So I will change that one later on, after I do the video. Again, as I said, information, photographs. There wasn't any photographs in the last one, was there? If there wasn't many. Or was there? I don't know. It's just one of them days. Then we got Spin Out and Double Trouble, or Californian Holiday, as Spin Out is released in as well in other countries. So the front there, there's the back. It's the inside. booklet. And then the same year, this was 1994. So like I said, we moved on, and all of them is in release order. During the process of those, they put this one together as well. This is a combination. A part of me don't know whether I'll keep this one or not. I had this when my double cassette got damaged as a kid of the all-time greatest hits. I remember my mother went back to the same shop and she couldn't replace it, and this combination hadn't long came out, and he had this on cassette, so I got it on CD, so it still holds kind of memories. It doesn't really obviously the all-time greatest hits is there's a lot more tracks, and this double album. This one is the Essential Collection. This is a single album with all hits on. So again, I don't know whether I'll keep this, because what it is, I don't like having a lot of things with the same stuff on, and if I do, they've got to hold some significance for me. And again, you know, I've read the booklet and everything, just because this one I was 50-50 on. I think this one I picked up really cheap. I think it was at a boot sale over here in the UK. That's what we call them, I think, over I don't know what they call them overseas. So where people set up stores and everything, and they sell this stuff. Then they continued then with the soundtracks, and on this one in 1995 came Flaming Star, Wild in the Country, and Follow That Dream. Now, all of these soundtrack double features, if you got the box set, the original Elvis Presley collection, which is a 50 CD set, you will have all of these albums in there. I had that box set, and then I got rid of it because it didn't feel right having it. I wanted all the original releases outside of the set. Even when I bought the RCA box set, it didn't seem right. So that's the soundtrack there. Okay, then you had Easy Come, Easy Go, and Speedway. Like I said, they kind of seem the same in one sense with the booklet, the information they give and everything. Okay, so then we come to the last one then, the soundtracks, is Live a Little, Love a Little, Charo, The Trouble with Girls, and Change of Habit. And The Trouble with Girls also had like a bracket title as well, because it was called The Trouble with Girls and How to Get Into It. So, and these are pretty cool to have. There is also another double feature in this same series. I've never seen the original CD anyway. If I do, I'm going to try and buy it. But GI Blues and Blue Hawaii also came out in the same sort of series as this. The same cover art, the way they designed it, everything. So I'm looking out for that. I've only ever seen it on one site, and they've got the cover and the information, but they haven't got it in stock. So I am keeping a lookout for it. I mean, I don't know whether it was like a trial to see how the double feature CDs would go. I really, and they only put a limited amount out. I really don't know. But if I find it, I'm going to buy it to put at the beginning to complete, then shall I say, the collection. But I've never seen it anyway. only on that one website. So now, sorry about that, my battery went. So now, next CD, the last CD I showed you was the double feature, the last of the double feature releases. And as I said, I'm going to look out for that Blue Hawaii and Jet Blues. And then you have this one, 100 Years From Now, which is Essential Elvis, Volume 4. It's the backer. Another good release. Another good release. Some great great mixes on here as well. Some great mixes. Again, booklet about the album, about the recording sessions, and yeah, just some great info. And like I said, I'm going to try and speed up a little bit because I feel very unwell at the moment. So that's 100 Years From Now. Essential Elvis. This one, I remember this album being released. I remember seeing the TV advert or the TV commercial, and I remember going up to that place again called Bargoid, and I remember buying it there and then with my mum. Always on my mind. The Ultimate Love Songs Collection. So that's a great combination. Like I said, I don't really have a lot of compilation. If I do, the tracks have got to be different versions, or it's got to mean something to me to have it. You know, it's got to mean something to me to have it. Excuse me. There's a booklet there. I haven't seen this CD been shown on YouTube. At least I don't recall seeing it. Obviously that was advertised in the Platinum Life and Music collection, which ain't yet. Excuse me again. I do apologise. So, always on my mind, Ultimate Love Songs Collection. Also the same year, got released. There's a few soundtracks that got reissued. It was J Blues, Blue Hawaii, Loving You, and King Creole. And in that same sort of series, this CD came out here, Jailhouse Rock. This only came yesterday. Part of me was like sort of avoiding buying it because of the Essential Elvis Volume 1, the first movies. But this one is just strictly Jailhouse Rock and Love Me Tender. I wish they would have done it though, Love Me Tender and Jailhouse Rock, because of the order. But anyway, this have got the standard single versions on the master recordings, and then it's got the movie versions of the tracks as well, and alternate versions as well. Love Me Tender, the end title version. So it's got the tracks that were released on the Essential Elvis Volume 1, but these are just sort of, I don't know, because it's got previously unreleased, and Poor Boy in Stereo, We're Gonna Move, Stereo Take 9, Let Me. So we've got those on there as well. Obviously, that's the hype sticker, which says complete original soundtrack plus additional alternate masters and outtakes. Special bonus includes Love Me Tender soundtrack, digitally remastered. So there's the inside. What's that? So yeah, I picked it up. Again, I got it fairly cheap. I got it under £5. So pretty cool. So, and again, this have got the tracks there and information about the movies, and about the recordings of the movies and stuff like that. So again, I haven't read this booklet yet because I only got it yesterday, but I will be reading it possibly this evening. Because what I like to do when I read booklets is have an evening when the children are in bed, and then if me and my wife isn't sitting down watching a movie together, if she's on the computer doing something, or if she's doing work or something like that, I'll get stuck in then to reading a booklet or a book. Okay, so then we have Elvis Rhythm and Country, Essential Elvis, Volume 5. Lovely disc on this. Turn it around the right way. Nice picture there. I'll show you the booklet. Some information. Nice picture. I believe this one was used for an FTD cover as well, if I'm correct. I think I am. And information about the album, so forth, the recordings. Oh, different releases. The track list in there. So yeah, that's Essential Elvis Volume 5. And then, just take another drink. Excuse me. As you can tell, I don't really like my coffee or my tea hot. It comes to me hot, so I sip it until it gets like lukewarm. It's good for the throat. So we come to a box set. Now, I am going to show all of my box sets in a separate video, but some of them I've got on the shelf because they're like only double CDs, and they fit nicely in jewel cases. Anything that's in a jewel case that, you know, anything comes out that's not in a jewel case, box set wise, I put in a cupboard with my other box sets. So they'll be shown in a separate video. Probably my next video will be box sets actually. So here's A Touch of Platinum, Volume 1, Life in Music. I'll say Volume 1, I mean, this did originally come out in a big long box, which was a 4 CD set containing all 4 discs. This is obviously, however, the single edition with you know, just the double disc. Well, there's a thing there that comes with it. So that's that, and again, this has a nice booklet with it. Like I said, there's still a few CD releases that I've got coming. Golden Records Volume 5. That was really paid for the other day, so hopefully that'll arrive sometime this week and I can add it to my collection. I'll probably show that in another video when it comes. You know, I won't show it on its own. I won't do a video just for that, but I'll show it when I do my box sets or something. So, here's the booklet for this one. Get information about the recordings, about his life, about the music, about the set. So, and I think if I'm correct as well, that the long original box set, I've got this booklet along with the booklet came in with the Volume 2, and I just think it's one big book. I don't think it's two separate. I think it's just one big book, which would make more sense, I guess. So, I'll see some pictures there as well. So, that's that. And then you've got, and this one actually states Volume 2 on this one. This is obviously A Touch of Platinum, Life in Music, Volume 2. So, what's that there? I like them because I got the hype sticker on both. And again, CD1 comes with a booklet. CD2 comes with the BMG advertisement thing. CD, that's the wrong way around. There we go. Again, the booklet. Some nice pictures as well. I mean, I've never had the long box, so I don't know what is in the book that contains the 4-disc set of these. I don't know if they contain this booklet. I don't know what pictures are in there. But again, same sort of as the other one, information about the album, you know, about the box set, about Elvis's career, recordings, so forth. So again, if somebody has the 4-disc version of both, you know, containing both volumes, you should put a comment if you've got it, and tell me if the booklet contains everything that's in these 2 separate booklets, if it just contains everything all in one place, which, like I said, kind of would make sense. So, Touch of Platinum, Life and Music, Volume 2. And then we have Elvis, The Concert, 1999 World Tour, which is this one here. Again, I haven't seen this in many YouTube videos as well. This is a great combination CD. It's a double disc. Great combination this is. I haven't listened to this in a while actually. I mean, obviously I've read the booklets. This was the concert where they had him on the big screen with Elvis's original band and backup singers performing live on the stage. And they cut out the band and the audience from the footage of the performances that they showed on the screen, and then they put it together. Then they also released it on DVD as Elvis Lives, I think it is. If I'm correct. It'll be in my DVD collection when I show my DVDs, because that's again another video that I'll be doing. So again, you know, through this book it explains about the concert and how it was put together and about the music and so forth. So yeah, another great CD. Then we've got another rare one. Memories, the 60th Comeback Special, which this year marks the 50th anniversary. I know that Johnny, who runs the YouTube page Prince Elvis Jackson, has done a great review on that, and there's been a few people who've done a review on the 60th Comeback, which is all great. It's a double CD. So that's quite nice there. And then here's the booklet that comes with it. The special. Obviously, you can guess what the information is about. That's pretty cool there. The information is about the special, about this was CD release, the track listings contained on it, and you know, the producers, etc., etc. So yeah, it's packed with information, which I enjoyed reading when I first bought this. I actually read when I actually bought this. I bought this in a shop and I came home, and on the way home on the train, I read the whole booklet. And I remember somebody looking at me going, "What you reading?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm reading a book." And then they found out what book I was reading, and we began talking. So, yeah. Then we've got with the original hype stick as well, which is pretty cool. Sunrise. Elvis Presley Sunrise. It's the sticker there. Pretty nice to have. This is all the Sun Masters basically, and some live recordings. I believe the live recordings are from the period as well. From the Louisiana Hayride as well, I think. So that's pretty cool. I like the way they've done the discs on this as well. The Sun Records label. So it's really cool. And then Whoops. Whoops. Okay. So we've got, and this was like a poster sort of booklet that you open it up to there. It gives information about the album and so forth, some nice pictures. And then it sort of, it's one of these types where, I don't know, you pull down first, is it? Or you pull up first? You kind of, you put it up like that. So it gives you all of that information. Oh, I just realised that you can do that with it. So it's got information there. You pull it down. Excuse me. Oh no, there's a bit of a rip there. Need to be careful with that. Oops. You can't really notice it, only if you look, which is good. It doesn't really affect the reading of it, but let's see how I put this up there. There's that side, and then obviously then there's the back, or the front, whichever way you want to call it. So it gives more information. Right. Now I've got to put it back together. Whoops daisy. Ah, right. Pretty easy actually. So yeah, Sunrise with a good booklet. Be careful when you're putting these in, see. So yeah, Sunrise. Yeah, that way. Then you have Essential Elvis Volume 6, which is the last of the series, and the last volume in the series. Such a Night. This is pretty cool. Booklet here. Again, more information about the CD itself and about the recordings and about the different versions and so forth, and obviously about his life when he came back from the army, which is pretty cool. Then you've got the Ultimate Collection. Now you can only buy this from I think it was one of the TV shopping channels on Sky, and I was lucky enough to find this in a store for sale. It's a good combination. It's got the bonus track on the 4th CD, which is Elvis versus JXL, Lilith's Conversation. It's all basically all the hits remastered. Booklet fell out. So put that now. Oh. Booklet too. So yeah, here's the booklet for the album. Tells you, obviously, this pretty much tells you basically a bit of biography about Elvis and his life and his recordings from start to finish, basically. Do I listen to this at all? I've listened to every CD once. Am I bothered about this collection? It may sound nasty, but it's the same hits, it's the same songs. Will I keep it? I don't know. It's nice to have, but when you've got all the hits over and over and over and over and over, it sometimes makes you wonder, because it's not something that you can get. It's not something that's rare to have all the hits. What I do like as well, which I don't think originally this belongs in this set. I really don't, because I don't think it came with it. I think I put it in there. But this is a booklet. The Elvis Presley Catalogue, the Authentic Collection of albums on the original label, RCA. I really like this booklet. Somebody said it came with this when it came out with this set. I don't believe that though. I don't know why, but I don't believe that. I mean, I've put it with it, but I don't believe it came with it. I had it for a while. It was with a bunch of stuff that I bought, and it was on its own. And this basically shows all the original albums. So I don't really know what to make of it. I don't know what CD set to put it with, or just to keep it separate. It advertises obviously the box sets. I've got that set. Like I said, these box sets as well. You know, I'll show you. But Golden Records Volume 5 there, which I'm expecting back. So I don't really know where to put this. If I'm honest. I'll put it with something, but it is a nice booklet, or catalogue. Videotapes advertised it as well. So yeah, I don't really know what to sort of put it with. I mean, always on my mind is the last CD that's in here, so I don't know, I might put it in with that, but I don't want it to be too thick. So I might keep that out for a minute. I might have a little think about that. Because like I said, I don't believe it came with this set, the Ultimate Collection. A part of it doesn't make sense for it to be released with this set, if I'm honest. I can't explain why, but just something not right. There we have. We're almost coming up to the end now. We have Love Elvis. This was actually bought for me as a gift, so it's kind of one of the only reasons why I'm keeping it, because it's got all the love songs on there, and it's a nice combination. Nice picture of him there. That's the CD. So this was bought for me as a gift, so that's the reason why I'm keeping this album. It'll be a BMG exclusive card thing, whatever. And the booklet which kind of opens up, sort of like that, and information on the recordings and the songs. So that's another one I might part with at some point. It's very hard when people buy me Elvis things because they don't know what I've got and what I haven't got. More or less family. My wife is the only one who normally checks. This is a nice one. Elvis by the Presleys with a hype sticker. Love that. This was one I was iffing and having to buy when it came out, but it had some good versions of some songs on here. CD2 was pretty great as well, which is another reason why I kind of bought it, I guess, if I'm honest, really, for CD2. But then when I was listening to disc 1, some of the versions were like live tracks, and My Way was the studio master. It was a nice combination to listen to. So yeah, I bought Elvis by the Presleys. So yeah, I bought that. I've also got the book and the DVD as well. I remember when it was first broadcast on television, and it was a double disc and nothing in there. So you could be careful too when you take out these booklets, because some of them won't come out tidy. Sorry, bear with me. Yay. Gotcha. Okay. So here's the booklet. Again, information mainly about the documentary, what it was about, and Elvis's life and career. Elvis's recordings, some lovely photographs there. So there's some stories behind the photographs, which is pretty cool. There's a nice picture in it. So yeah, Elvis by the Presleys, good documentary. I remember there being a very big thing, and there's a big thing now about the Searcher, isn't there? Everybody's hyped about that. I haven't got the box set yet of the Searcher, and I don't know whether I want to buy it yet, because CD 1 and 2 are basically all the same hits. There's not really anything different. And CD 3 I'm not really 100% sort of struck on, so I don't know yet about that one. That's still, I can decide to buy that at a later date if I want. So that's Elvis by the Presleys. And thanks to another YouTuber, I didn't really realise, if I'm honest. Like I said, I've been out of touch with collecting for a long time, so it's nice to get back into it, and I'm enjoying the journey as well. The complete $1 Million Quartet. Well, I double checked. Every one of them though I was buying, I seemed to find, was a double CD. CD 1 was the original quartet, and then the second CD was the songs individually by the artists, and they were just the master recordings. And I didn't want the double disc. I just wanted the single, and I eventually found it in a shop called MVC. Sorry, HMV. Sorry, it's because of me thinking back. And this is all the this is the original $1 Million Quartet, everything in order as it actually happens. Well, in the earlier releases, it's not complete and it's not in order. So, which is pretty cool. I mean, it was Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash. It's actually a fun CD. It was album to listen to. They just popped into Sun Recording Studios, and they just started jamming, and Carl Perkins just flicked the, Sam Phillips just flicked the switch and recorded the whole thing, and then released it. Well, all these years later. So this gives you a lot of information about that day, about the recordings, about the artists, and it's a real fun CD to listen to. I really enjoy listening to this. So yeah, really enjoyed listening to that. Then we have another one with a hype sticker, the price tag of £8.99. Elvis Christmas Duets. This is quite interesting, to be honest with you. This one's got the bonus track on it. The First Noel, 2008 remaster by Elvis Presley. If I Get Home on Christmas Day, 2008 remaster by Elvis Presley, and Winter Wonderland as well. And it says these versions have been remixed, remastered, and feature additional instrumentation. And then you got the duets then, which is the original album itself. So you've got Blue Christmas with Martina McBride, I'll Be Home for Christmas with Carrie Underwood, Here Comes Santa Claus, Right Down Santa Claus Lane with Leanne Rimes. Then you've got Santa Claus is Back in Town with Wanda Jude, Silent Night with Sarah Evans, White Christmas with Amy Grant, Merry Christmas Baby with Gretchen Wilson, All Little Town of Bethlehem with Karen Fairchild and Kimberly Sklapchen. Silver Bells with Anne Murray, or Come Only Faithful with Olivia Newton-John. So that's Christmas duets. And CD is not sort of great, it's almost like a mirror. So that's that. Where's that picture there? Whew. So you see the inside of that. It's like a train, you know, with carriages. Yeah. Poop poop. So that's pretty cool. Oh, if you can't have a bit of a laugh and have some fun doing this, what's the point in it? You know, it's all good, it's all cool. Nice positive vibes. So it's Christmas duets. So kind of the last few here. This is I'm gonna replace this with a single edition. This is Viva Elvis. This is the double edition. Cool album, nice good remixes, etc. But it's the double album. The CD2 are just the original recordings, which I've got endlessly anyway. So I am gonna replace this if I pick up the single edition. You know, so if anybody has got the single edition or would like this one and maybe want to trade, you know, get in touch with me. You know, put a comment or send me a message or send an email to cjhorton@elvisfan.com. So there's the booklet. It's a cool show too. I've actually got this on DVD, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people have said they haven't seen the DVD, it was never released. A screener was put around for adverts, and it was filmed professionally. So, pretty cool. But, like I said, even though it's got a hype sticker, it doesn't interest me really. It's just this one. Okay, now, as I said, I'm not really one for compilations. This is another one I'm a bit half and half with, but I bought it because it was, number one, it was very cheap, and it was the 40 years, and it's Elvis 40 years on. Remember somebody saying there was nothing released on his 40th anniversary and what have you, and I said there was. I like the style of the CD as well. They've done a good sort of records style, so that's pretty cool, funny enough. And then obviously then there's the booklet. Again, nothing really to say about it, it's just the tracks. So that's Elvis 40 years on. Okay. I'm going to be showing you the individual box sets of these, plus a single CD that came out as well. You obviously had Elvis with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. 3 albums got released. If I Can Dream was the first one, The Wonder of You, and Christmas. Now, when they came out as the standard versions in shops, they only had the standard tracks on them. But if you got the deluxe edition and the first 2 albums, If I Can Dream and The Wonder of You, they got released as special box sets, like a records of shaped box set, and inside you had a poster, a double vinyl, and the CD. The CD contained bonus tracks along with the double album as well. They contained bonus tracks which was not on the CDs that was in the shops. When the album Christmas came out, it didn't come out as a box set. It came out as just a single CD, but they also then released a deluxe edition as a standard CD that you could buy in shops that also contained bonus tracks. Now, with my box sets being kept away separately and not on my shelf, to play them you've got to get the box sets out and take everything out and so forth. So I decided, I didn't know if they were going to release another one with the Philharmonic Orchestra. My personal views on that and stuff like that is never ruin a good thing. Quit on a high. And they released the Christmas album. So many people have different opinions. You know, everyone's entitled to them. So please don't take my opinion the wrong way. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody. I really don't. It's just my personal view. They had 2 fantastic albums. Then they had a Christmas one, and I think they should end it with that. I thought they were going to release another one afterwards, mind, with gospel songs, because on the Christmas album, if you got the one with the red cover, you will have additional bonus tracks which are gospel tracks. So I kind of thought they sort of given a bit of a hint of what the next album's going to be, and then I thought it'd be nice for the gospel album, but then, you know, it would also sort of be nice to end the year with a Christmas release for a Christmas album and keep the novelty there. You know, don't let the novelty wear off, you know. Which, like I said, I don't mean any disrespect to Elvis or anyone else. So, please don't take that the wrong way. Please don't judge me. So what I did was, I put my Christmas CD inside the box set with The Wonder of You, and I put them away. So I made myself this box set here, and I've just titled this Elvis with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. This cover, story behind this, and it relates to the second album. Now, I don't know how many people know this, but this is something I do know. When the second album was going to be released, the original plan for that album, it was due to be released under the title of Kentucky Rain. That was the album cover that they put to it. But what they did was, instead of putting Kentucky Rain underneath, they put this, and they put like a 2 in the middle here. The Royal Philharmonic Orchestra 2. And then they were going to put Kentucky Rain. That never happened. There was a lot of changes, there was a lot of decisions made, and it got changed to, obviously, the cover we all know, and the title was The Wonder of You. So when I put this together, I thought, well, this kind of gotten forgotten about, it's not really been mentioned. So I, with a computer program, I took the number 2 out. I took obviously as well the Kentucky Rain out, and I just used this as the front cover for the whole box set. And then on the spine, the one of them says, the top one says Elvis with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, a catalogue number and everything. Then underneath I put If I Can Dream, The Wonder of You, and Christmas. So I'd done that. And then obviously the back cover contains all 3 album covers and the track listings. So now I can just grab it off my shelf and play, because they all contain the bonus tracks. So yeah, pretty happy. And then there's the CDs, they're all done the same, all the same design, I just changed the title on them. So that's them. What I was going to do though, I was going to create like a box set, like a booklet. But I'm not really good at doing booklets. So another idea was, if I, as time goes by, if I see the original CD releases, like in a boot sale or a fair somewhere, or in the shops, and they go very cheap, I might just pick them out, take the booklets out, put all 3 booklets in here, and then I'll give the CDs away then to a friend or something. So that's an idea. Okay, and now we're up now to the last CD I'm going to show you in a jewel case. Got a few more here. But this is the latest release, Elvis, Where No One Stands Alone. What an album. Absolutely. There's a lot of people got different reviews. I just think it's amazing. I love the album. I love the way they've done the CD artwork. Had pictures in there. Saved, I've just kept on going back to it a few times. I love the way they've mixed that and what they did with it. What I was disappointed about, and I've seen this in a few YouTube videos, is that some CD releases have a hype sticker. Mine never came sealed, it came as this. So and I pre-ordered it as well, so it was brand new. So I'm a bit gutted it didn't have the sticker. So that's the inside of the cover. Again, information about the album. And it's brilliant the way they've brought sort of Elvis's vocals, and they've redone the musical instruments and arrangements, and the back end singers that he used back in and so forth. It's absolutely amazing. So that's that. I do enjoy listening to this, I gotta be honest. Like I said, I had to play Saved about 1,000 times. And this also came out as a Graceland exclusive as well, where you buy the cassette, the double LP, and the CD, and you get a free signed picture by Lisa Marie Presley. So that's Where No One Stands Alone, and the duet on you with Elvis and Lisa is just incredible. I love it. So that's them in CD cases. Then I've just got Okay, so here's a few legacy editions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 legacy editions. I'm not going to collect them all. I just pick them up if I see them cheap enough. There was only 2 that I pre-ordered that I really wanted. I picked this one up. Now, believe it or not, I picked this one up for £5. £5, and it was brand new as well, sealed in a local market. It's great. That's Elvis's first album. Obviously, it's the back of the first album, and that's the second album. There's the discs there. They both contain pictures. Whoops. Didn't do that really well, did I? There's that one there. So that's the front cover of the second album, and that's obviously the first album. It does come with a booklet. And there's the back cover there, with all the tracks on. Okay, so the booklet contains, there's a booklet, some lovely photographs, obviously information about the album, and about the recording process, and about this release and what have you. So, tell how long I haven't listened to this and I even touched this. I don't know whether to keep these or not, if I'm honest with you. The sound on them though is amazing. But in the new RCA albums box set, all the albums have been, really, remastered, and so I don't know whether to keep these or not. I don't know. I might sell these if to be quite honest with you. I might back them up and just sell them. They're good for the back, I guess. If I want to listen to the first album, I'll play the original version. So again, all information, track listings, all different information. So yeah, that's the first album. Like I said, I might part with that. There's only 2 I will not part with. Actually, no, there's 3. I don't know yet. This one I pre-ordered. Now, we're going to talk about the Aloha from Hawaii concert and the rehearsal concert. The Aloha from Hawaii concert is where I become a fan of Elvis at 4 years old. The first time I ever heard Elvis was when my father was lying down on the sofa or the couch. And I walked in, and he was there, and I sat with him, and he had Aloha from Hawaii playing, and he had just finished a song, and he just started talking to the audience about the saddest song he ever heard, and he broke in with "I'm so lonesome I could cry." I watched that, I saw him, and I thought, wow. Then I saw the audience, his reaction, and heard it, and I was like, oh my god. And I was really amazed, and I was hooked from that moment on. So that's when I became an Elvis fan. And trust me, going to school when I was, that young, and when I was singing songs like "Fool" and "Where Do I Go From Here" and stuff like that, people were like, what? So, Aloha from Hawaii, Legacy Edition. It contains the rehearsal show, and the sound on disc 1 for me doesn't really do anything, if I'm honest. The best mix of this is of the CD I showed you in my first video of Aloha from Hawaii, the 97 release. It comes with a booklet, obviously. Some pictures there and some information about the concert itself. A great review. The guy who reviewed this was Stuart Coleman as well, and I actually know somebody who knew Stuart very well. Some information there, some other pictures. But what I dislike is that the sound on the rehearsal concert's pretty cool, but again, it's got those bonus tracks on there that were recorded after the satellite show. So again, I don't know why they've done that. I really don't. Sometimes I think I should work for the record company and maybe I'll give them a kick up the bum. put them into gear. So I again, I don't know about this one. I mean, oh, it also came with this too, which is a box set. I'll show you with my box sets. A little leaflet explaining about a Prince from Another Planet and other releases of Legacy. So that's that. So like I said, I don't know yet whether I'll keep that one or not. I don't know. But that's Aloha from Hawaii via satellites. This is a great release. Elvis Today with a hype sticker. This was on the packaging, so I took it off, put it on there. It's the back of the original LP. This comes with a concert. Disc 1 is the original album and undubbed session mixes, and then disc 2 is the live concert, a full complete live concert from it says recorded live on tour May/June 1975, which is brilliant. So, you know, the sound is amazing. Again, it comes with a booklet. There's some great pictures in as well. So I don't know yet. I might just sort of copy disc 2 and sell the original. I don't know. I like Legacy releases and I don't like Legacy releases for many different reasons. So, I know somebody who loves Legacy releases and buys them all. So let's see if he's interested and if he'd like to buy them. That's the tape there. So, and I know the concert that was released on here, so I believe it's released originally by FTD. It does say where it is in here as well and everything, so but I can't remember off my head. Another great release as well is Elvis recorded live on stage in Memphis. Love this album. Great sound as well. Hype sticker. That's the back of the original vinyl cover. Disc classic RCA orange, great stuff for the Legacy. And again, disc 1 is the Memphis concert, and disc 2 is actually recorded at the Coliseum in Richmond, March 18th, 1974. And again, I don't know if I did this, but with here it keeps up with his releases and everything. I won't show you the other one. The other one's just a picture, I think. Yeah, sold out. So, yeah, this is a good double album. Yeah, when FTD released it, they actually released the full concert, because when it was originally released, songs like Steamroller Blues were cut out when it's released actually in this version. So here's the booklet for this. This is a pretty cool concert. I mean, maybe if they released this in like a dual case and it was double instead of the box set, maybe I'd keep this one as the original version, like I've done with Aloha from Hawaii. I don't have the original CD release version, but I have the original 1997-98 version, digitally remastered, which I think is the best mix of the Aloha, like I said. So obviously some set with some production notes there and what have you. Pretty cool. Some letters. I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit fast. I was only supposed to go as far as where no one stands alone, but these were just sort of sitting there on the shelf. I do have a lot of other Elvis CDs as well, which at the moment I'm trying to work out the order that they go in. But when I do put them in order, what I might do is I might just make a list of them, do a list of the order, and then get those particular CDs out on their own and show you them on their own. So the next one I'm going to show you that Sony Legacy released is Way Down in the Jungle Room. That's a pretty cool release, and there's only one reason why I've actually kept this. This was a present from my children. So that's the reason why I've kept this one. It's not something that I would have really bought personally, which may sound strange. I mean, I just buy really what I like to buy. I don't buy everything if I don't need it, you know. I mean, I know it sounds strange, but it's just the way I am. So here's the book. It's got a nice book to it, mind. It's got an advertisement for that in there with other legacy releases. So anyway, there's the booklet. It advertises the RCA box set in there. I haven't really thought about that. I'll have to check if Legacies had anything to do with that release too. So again, information about the recording sessions. I mean, in 1976, his last two albums was recorded in the Jungle Room at Graceland. The last but one album was from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. And then Moody Blue. Now, Moody Blue album, there were some live recordings on there from concerts. And the remainder of the studio recordings from Jungle Room sessions. And this album here contains the studio recordings from the Jungle Room itself, which is pretty cool when you think about it. So yeah, that it's got to be something to do with Legacy. I never really thought about that. When I got the RCA albums box set, I was just so excited about seeing some of the artwork and some stuff that came with it. You know, I never really paid much attention. So shame on me. That's me bad. So yeah, that's the Legacy CDs that I have of these. I do have, like I said, I do have some other CDs as well. A lot of others actually, stuff like let's grab these 2 year Desert Storm and Cut Me and I Bleed. So yeah, which just let you know, it is Elvis. It is Elvis from when he was doing the Charo movie. So yeah, I don't really know the order really of sort of these at the moment. There's loads of others as well, loads of others. So as soon as I find out about those, I will be putting those into order, and I'll do a separate video showing those. Again, stuff as well with box sets. Like I've just got this box set here now as well. I got that. Which again, this will be placed within my box sets because it's volume 1 and 2, so it's 4 CDs. So this will be shown when I show the box sets video. I've just picked this up as well. I picked this up actually a good couple of weeks ago before I done the first video. So again, that will be shown with my box sets, along with a few others. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sorry if I've been a bit slow and a bit. It's because, like I said, I'm not well. I've tried to make the best of it, and I've tried to do my best, and I hope you've enjoyed. Again, just before I go, I just want to say thank you to everybody who tuned into my first video, everybody who's subscribed, the messages that I've got, the comments that were on the video, and also the likes. So I look forward to seeing everybody else's videos as well, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Okay, take care.